Debt ceiling degens. Welcome to the channel. Deal is looking like it's going to be reached on the debt ceiling, and what does that mean for us degens out there that want to ride this wave, right? So if you're watching this video, you're probably a degen, as there's not a lot of new people coming into crypto right now. Here's a little clip on the deal. As expected, I was really anticipating that they would do something last minute, reach a deal. This is not finalized yet, but I anticipate it will come through. And they'll probably, I would guess, make a 2-year deal in the end so that they can kick it down the road, and whoever comes into the White House next can deal with another debt ceiling crisis, which I presume will happen, as always. The markets are going to like this, though. The markets are going to react positively to this. So Bitcoin remains our North Star. It tends to move everything in the crypto markets, right? So let's talk about Bitcoin for a second here. And you do remember the head and shoulders, the left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder. And we thought this was going to break down, right? And I've drawn the neckline right here that if we, broke below this and stayed below this, I thought we'd be going lower. And something interesting is happening here. Based on the news, we're popping up above this neckline. And I think if we get a daily close above this neckline today, which would also act as the weekly close, and we are about, 10 hours or so away from that as of the time of filming this. So Sunday evening, if we're above this line, I think we're going to be in good shape with a very good chance of breaking back up into this range here. And ultimately, if we can pump up above, 29.5, I'll just call it 30K, we would invalidate this pattern, and this head and shoulders would be invalidated and therefore out of play. Having said that, though, when we look back at the last weekly close, which I think was right here, Sunday, yeah, that is a little different story. We were just right around this neckline here, hanging out around that. Actually, the last weekly close was right here. We closed below this neckline, so it was looking pretty bad last week. Close above this neckline this week. I think we're in good shape. Let's move on, though, and talk about something else that could pump the price a little bit. So if we do start making our way up from here, remember there are about 1.5 billion in shorts, people shorting Bitcoin open right now. If this price goes up, these shorts are going to start getting liquidated more and more, because I think a lot of these people are playing that head and shoulders to the downside and they're shorting it with leverage. This can lead to something called a short squeeze, which I'm sure you are all well aware of if you're a degen like me, and send the price to the upside. So I do think this pump could play out. I'm not guaranteeing anything, not financial advice, but I'm keeping my eye on it very close, and I'm going to degen with you today and buy some degen coins. So, but before we do that, a couple more news articles. I do promise to get to the degen stuff soon. But this is funny. Bitcoin losing its glow. Google search interest hits 2-year low. Geez, I wonder why. Could it be because, we're like 2 years away from like the last bull market, right? The last, bull market tops. So of course no one's interested in it. Crypto is super boring right now. So if you're here, you're probably a degen. Let's take another look. The Bitcoin search interest, at that previous peak in, late 2017, early 2018, interest extremely high in Bitcoin. Then you're down in the valley. This is the bear market, between halvings. Then the next halving happens somewhere in here, right? And here we are pumping up again. And then it crashes again, to a higher low ultimately, and we're in this bear market again, right? So no wonder. Geez, do you think the search interest could have something to do with this? People are searching up Bitcoin and buying the tops, then they're getting wrecked and selling the bottoms, and then the search interest peaks up here again when Bitcoin price pumps after a halving, and people are FOMOing in and buying the tops, and then they're selling down here and getting wrecked. You want to be down here buying, not financial advice, but this is what I do. When search interest is low, when it's boring, when no one wants to be here, that's when the real money is made. And you're selling here when everyone's FOMOing in, obviously. We did talk yesterday about Hong Kong entering the market and a ton of liquidity coming in from Hong Kong. They will be buying on June 1st. They are allowed to buy starting June 1st some select coins. So between the debt ceiling deal materializing, between Hong Kong coming in, I'm anticipating a lot of money coming in. Obviously, they can buy Bitcoin, and we talked about a few other select coins Hong Kong will be allowed to buy yesterday. further evidence that Cardano could be a good play here. The development activity, the developer community is active, the community is engaged. I guess the same could be said for Polkadot here, and even further to the left here. When I look at like Avalanche is another one that I kind of liked on that list. It still shows up here. It doesn't have the same number of commits, but it's surely an active project. Lots of developer commits being made. For those of you that are purely on the financial side of this and don't understand this graph, this just says developers are working. This is an active project. This is not some sort of fiction coin that's not being worked on. There's real activity here. Let's go over to trading volume. Now, this is interesting because if we're going to degen out, right, we're probably going to use Uniswap. And I found an interesting stat on Uniswap. 484 billion in trading volume in the last 365 days. What does that compare to? Well, it's actually larger than the market cap of Visa, the company. So clearly a lot of money changing hands. And let's look at two projects I'm going to buy into today. I'm not endorsing these. I'm not telling you to go buy these. I'm going to buy them because I want to create like a degen portfolio and track it over time. So I'll show you my entries today. I'll create the portfolio on another video to track these coins and show you if they're up and down in future videos. But one thing I'm going to buy is, of course, Pepe, right? I'm going to buy Pepe. It's currently, 66% off its highs. Sure, I'll enter here, especially if I think the market's going up. Pepe probably goes with it. Everyone's looking for the next Pepe, but the next Pepe might literally just be Pepe, right? But to be a true degen, I got to find a second pick for you, right? This next one's going to be controversial. He's got a lot of haters. Ben, I'm going to buy a little bit of Ben coin on the channel today. Now, why would I do that? Why would I buy Ben? Well, he's got a lot of haters. He's got a lot of followers. He's been around for multiple bull markets. I think he'll still be around in 2025. Not that I plan to hold this into 2025, but he does tend to keep an engaged community. And if I want to ride some waves, I think this is one that I could ride along with. And I also used a tool to help pick this, and I'm hoping to have a referral link by the time I post this video, but I'm going to go over to a tool by Ivan on Tech is where I found this. It's Morales Money. I am a subscriber. I will disclose that I am a subscriber of this tool, and I'm looking to actually use this to give me data on projects. I don't care if the project has great fundamentals or not. I'm purely looking at on-chain data. I do recommend you watch Ivan on Tech and consider this product. I'll put the link in the description. It is quite expensive though, so I don't anticipate all of you will use this. It does have a free version where you get higher time frames. I can go into the lower time frames, which is what you really need if you're going to be a degen and analyze some coins. So of course Pepe appears on this list, but so does Ben coin at number 2. I don't know anything about Pappy, but I do know that Ben does have an active community and probably will continue to be around for months to come. So I don't trust Pappy as much as I trust Ben just because I think this Ben coin will be around. But in the last 4 days, experienced buyers are rising, and the security score on DXT is a strong score, so I'm happy with that. And I think, for a short-term play, I think it'll be here tomorrow and beyond. I will mention, too, that I do own one of the Pluto Alliance NFTs that allows you access within a Discord server. And they had promised a monthly newsletter if you staked this NFT. And they actually under-promised and over-delivered. I think it's delivering newsletters like weekly. They're high quality. Think what you want of Ben. He has a number of people working for him. Some of them are researchers that develop this content, and it's pretty informative. So take it for what it's worth. You may or may not like it, but that's another reason that I'm buying, some Ben. Obviously, experienced traders are going in here. It's a high security score. And based on his community and engagement, I do anticipate that it's not going to rug tomorrow, next month, 6 months from now, although I do probably plan to exit before 6 months, but we'll just see how that goes. Let's buy. Now I'm going to show you something that I personally like to do when I am buying a project. I like to take the actual contract off of like a CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap, copy it, and not search for the coin, because you can have If you search for coins, you can sometimes get an imposter coin where someone makes a coin by the same name, but it's a different contract. So protect yourself, use the actual contract ID here. It's highly recommended if you're going to degen at all. And I certainly don't recommend degenning because it could go to zero. But if you're going to degen, you're going to do whatever you want to do. Whoops, that's not what I want to do. I do 0.025. So we're going to do 0.025 ETH worth of Pepe today and 0.025 ETH worth of Ben. I'm going to hit that swap button now. This is a little confirmation. And here's a tool you should consider. We'll do a video on this probably by itself at some point, but this is called Wallet Guard, free tool. It will tell you if anything sketchy is going on with the transaction you are about to sign. I'm going to hit continue here. And now we get something many of you MetaMask users are certainly familiar with, and that is this thing that shows you the gas fees, which are actually not too bad right now, all things considered. That's why I sometimes do this on Sunday mornings. I am going to confirm this transaction now, and I'm going to be the proud owner of some Pepe. And we have submitted that transaction. I'll close and we'll just let that go on Etherscan. I'm sure it's actually chugging along here thinking. We can probably click on our wallet and it shows pending, and you could speed up if you wanted to throw some extra gas money at it. I'm just going to let that ride while I set up my next purchase here, which is going to be Ben coin. Again, not financial advice, and my transaction just confirmed, so I am the proud owner of some Pepe. And let's go back over here to Uniswap. Again, I'm going to use the contract ID. And this is not financial advice. I actually recommend that you don't buy this, but if you're going to be a degen, you're going to be a degen, right? So 0.025, and that is going to give me some ridiculously high number of Ben coin, whatever 3 to this decimal point to E plus 8 means. Maybe someone out there can explain that number to me. I'm sure it's really big. So anyways, let's go ahead. We're going to hit swap. We're going to swap again. Again, Wallet Guard comes up, tells me what's coming into my wallet, what's leaving my wallet. This will stop you from some of those, scam transactions again that like clear out your wallet. You would see that here. It's a very good tool. We're going to hit continue here. We're going to review the gas fees. The gas fees look acceptable to me, so I'm buying 0.025 ETH worth of Ben coin. I'm going to confirm that now. That transaction has been submitted. We're going to go ahead and close this out. And I'm going to let these transactions submit next time on one of our future videos, and that one did confirm, so I am the proud owner of some Ben coin. I am going to actually create a portfolio tracker for these two coins. I'm going to call it degen portfolio or something like that, and I will track this over time, show you if I'm up or down, and if it's going to zero, if it's going to the moon. Thanks for stopping by the channel, and as always, if you're going to be a degen, don't expect returns, just expect to get wrecked, but sometimes you can get lucky there too. I do hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and thanks for stopping by Modern Moneymakers. If there are other projects that you like, put them in the comments down below. What are your degen favorites today? I'd love to hear about it. Until next time, thanks. Bye.